Hi everyone, welcome to Train Forever. I'm Andrew Barr, and today I'm breaking down a warm-up specifically designed to help prepare for bench press. Everyone loves bench press. I love bench press. It's awesome, but way too many people do these really pathetic little warm-ups that are nothing more than a few external rotations with 5-pound plates and then bam, right into 225 on the bar. That's a recipe for injury and mediocrity. This warm-up will take about 10 minutes, and not only will it help you keep your shoulders healthy, it will help you crush your workout. Very quickly, let's talk about what we need to do to be successful in bench pressing so we know what we need to do in our warm-up to help us prepare. We all know that bench pressing primarily develops the pecs, the triceps, and the anterior delts. But the real keys to elite bench press performance are things like keeping your shoulder blades locked back and having that solid arch through the upper back, as well as having a good amount of leg drive. If you're doing bench press right, it's really a whole body exercise. So in addition to preparing our pushing muscles, we also want to get our upper back specifically ready for our bench press, and we want to prepare the whole body, the whole self, before we get under the bar. We're going to cover 9 different movements, and you'll notice a trend from lower to higher intensity as we ramp things up to get ready for the start of the actual workout. The first thing we're going to do in our warm-up is foam roll the upper back or the thoracic spine. Foam rolling the upper back is a great way to help prepare your upper back for arching and for packing the shoulder blades back as we do in heavy bench press. I use this give yourself a hug technique to get the shoulder blades out of the way so that the roller isn't just working on the scapula themselves. Now that we've rolled the thoracic spine, we want to get it moving. The lumbar locked rotation shown here is a great way to get some active range of motion through the thoracic spine. Starting on all fours, you then shift your weight back towards your heels so that your lower body is fixed in place and the upper back rotates. There are many other great variations of this exercise that I encourage you to learn about so you can find the one that's best for you. If you're finding this content useful and informative, go ahead and give me a like and make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss another training tip. I'll be putting out a new video each week to help you get the most out of your training sessions. Thanks so much. I really appreciate your support. Now that we've got our spine moving, we want to do some work on shoulder stability. And the prone trap raise helps us do just that by targeting the lower trap, an often underdeveloped muscle. Starting on all fours, you press into the ground and get tall in the arms. Maintaining this position will also provide some activation of the serratus anterior. Without moving anything else, lift your arm up, bringing your thumb to the ceiling. Your arm will stop moving around where it passes the plane of the body. Move slowly and in control. Your arm should be at the same angle as when you do the YMCA dance. If you're doing it right, you'll feel the work after you complete a few reps on each side. Next, we're going to do some wall slides with a foam roller to help target the serratus anterior, a muscle highly involved in maintaining healthy position of the shoulder blades. With your forearms on the roller, parallel to each other, and with the roller at about face height, press into the roller and firmly roll it up the wall until the roller gets down towards the elbows. Your shoulder blades will rotate upwards as you press, and it can almost feel like they're coming around and into the armpit. This is good and exactly what you want. You may need to adjust the position of the roller on your arms between reps or after a few reps, particularly while this is new. A downward dog push-up gives us even more activation of the serratus. Plus, by completing the push-up, we're getting some activation and mobilization of all of the prime movers in the bench press, the pecs, triceps, and anterior delt. Starting off in a high plank position, press into the ground to get tall in the arms, drive your hips up to the ceiling, then bring them back down to come into that high plank position once more and do a push-up. The world's greatest stretch gives us a little bit of lower body mobility, some core activation and stability, and a final dose of rotation through the thoracic spine. It's a great bang for your buck drill that starts to get the lower body involved, builds on some of the movements done so far in the warm-up, and we're already in the right position, having completed the downward dog push-ups. The face pull is an awesome exercise that makes a great addition to any bench press workout, or really any workout. It's awesome for helping prime that skill of locking the shoulder blades back in place on the rib cage, although they do move freely in this exercise. Tear the band apart as you pull it to your chin, pull with some speed, and return to the starting position under control, again, letting the shoulder blades move freely within each rep. A lighter band, usually a red one, works really well for most lifters. And at this point, we've taken good care of our shoulders and we've activated and mobilized the muscles that are directly involved in the bench press. But before we get under the bar, we first need to increase our heart rate and mobilize our central nervous system. A split jack is a modified jumping jack that will get you breathing and sweating and also serves as a dynamic stretch for the upper body. Complete 2 sets of 10 to 20 reps with a short break in between. Move quickly and with intent. Lastly, we need to do something with speed and power to stimulate our higher threshold motor units, those muscles or groupings of muscles that are involved in producing lots of force. This means doing something with speed and power. And although there are a lot of options to choose from, it's always best to pick something that at least somewhat mimics the movement that we are preparing for. So in this case, we're going with a bent over medicine ball slam. 2 sets of 10 with a short break in between will do the trick. You could even superset them with the split jack if you wanted to. So now your shoulder blades and upper back are ready to make that great shelf, your heart rate is up, and your central nervous system is firing on all cylinders. You're ready to start pressing. But don't just dive into your training weight. No. First, you want to complete a few ramp-up sets, starting with just an empty bar. Ramp-up sets are a great way to practice the movement and to refine some of the finer details of it. And it's also a great way to get some feedback on how you're doing that day and how you should approach your training depending on how you're feeling. So if, for example, your workout calls for 4 sets of 5 at 225 pounds, rather than just going straight up to that weight, you could do 1 set of 10 with an empty bar, a set of 8 with a $135, a set of 5 with 185, and then a set of 3 with 205 before finally moving on to your training weight. All in, including the ramp-up sets, this won't take more than 15 minutes. And in terms of return on investment for your time, you really can't beat it. Remember that a good warm-up is not just an injury prevention tool, it's a performance enhancer. I hope you thought today's video was useful, and if you did, please give me a like and make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss another training tip. I'll be putting out a new video each week to help you get the most out of your training sessions. And if you head to the description, you can find my free guide to building core strength, my 12-week training programs made specifically for beginners, and you can find information about my online coaching too. If you're interested in working together, I put my email in the description. Feel free to contact me directly. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.